Today I'm gonna share with you my current workflow that I go through every time I create reels. I've been creating content for a little over 4 years now, so I have a little bit of a system in place. I figured some of you might find this interesting just because I'm nosy and I would find it interesting if someone else posted a video like this. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. For my social media Instagram account specifically, I don't really plan that far ahead. I usually only plan a week ahead just because that's the workflow that works the best for me, and also I'm always up to date on the latest trends and happenings that way. I do all of my planning in Notion. If you don't know what Notion is, it's basically a second brain, some people call it. It's kind of like Google Docs, but a little bit better. A lot better, actually. In there, I write all of my ideas. Usually at this stage, I just write down all of the ideas I have for next week's content. So first I start out by writing out the actual names of the ideas and then going a little bit deeper and thinking about what I'm gonna say in the video, what shots I'm gonna do in the video, etc. After I'm happy with the ideas, I schedule it in my calendar to see what content is going out when, and then I get to filming. My filming setup is a little bit extra just for making reels, but that's because I've got all of this equipment for my YouTube channel, so it would be weird for me not to use it even when I'm making something quote-unquote silly as reels. One thing that I would 100% recommend to anyone that makes reels on a regular basis though is a tripod. I have just a simple one that costs like, I don't know, 10 bucks, if that, on Amazon. It's quite handy that you can either film vertically or horizontally, and it also has a little remote control that comes with it. For audio, I use this Rode Wireless Go 2. Again, this is just equipment that I bought for my YouTube channel, so since I already have it, I'm just gonna use it. The audio is really nice with this, and I actually have a special cable that plugs into my phone so that I can record good audio on my phone. One thing that I always do and that I always recommend people to do every time they film is to clean their lens. It has happened to me so many times that I recorded something, I thought it was a great take, I was super satisfied with the video, but the lens was dirty. I try to use the back-facing camera on my phone as much as I can, just because the quality of the back camera is a lot better than the front-facing camera. It can make things a little bit difficult when you're filming with the back camera because obviously you can't see yourself, you don't know if you're in the frame or not. So if I'm feeling a little bit extra, which is almost always, then I just use my laptop to mirror the image of my camera onto my laptop to see if I'm in frame or not. And that's when the remote control comes really in handy, because I can just set my tripod up, see if I'm in frame on my laptop, and then just click the button on the remote and start recording that way. So that's a pro tip for you that I relatively recently discovered, and I use it very frequently. If I'm filming a video that I'm gonna edit on my computer, I always record at 4K 30 FPS. You can see that I'm changing the settings over here. But if the video isn't as complex, I just record at HD at 60 FPS, sometimes even 30 FPS. I don't really know half of the time, to be honest. But when I remember to change the settings, I do change them. So if I'm editing the video directly in Instagram without going to CapCut first and exporting it at 1080p, I record it at 1080p straight away so that the quality isn't compressed when I upload it to Instagram. When it comes to the actual filming, I do a couple of takes until I'm satisfied with the result. I could be a little bit more efficient about this. To be fair, I don't really like script my videos word for word beforehand, just because I find that to be a really big time suck, and also I kind of like to wing it, you know? It's better when you wing it. More authentic that way. And once I'm satisfied with the result, I go over to my computer to start editing. I do all of my editing on the computer just because I'm used to editing on the computer, and it takes me a lot less time to edit something on the computer versus on my phone. The way that I transfer the video files from my phone to my computer is via AirDrop. It's definitely the easiest and fastest way, in my opinion, to transfer files from one device to another. And after I transfer my files, I open up CapCut, which is my go-to editing tool of choice, and I start editing. I do have the paid version of CapCut because I use it literally every single day for my work. If you have the budget for it, I would recommend paying for the Pro version because with the Pro version you can access captions and some other features which I think might be very useful, but I'll leave that up to you. So after importing my files into CapCut, I put them in the timeline, and the first thing I always do is cut out the silence using this CapCut AI feature. You basically just click on this little button, it analyzes your audio and cuts out any silence. Mind you, it's not perfect, like sometimes it leaves big chunks of silence on one end, or it doesn't cut it as close to the audio as it should in my opinion, but it's better than nothing and it speeds up my workflow a little bit, so I still use it. Then I go ahead and edit the rest of the video, you know, make sure that it flows nicely, that I'm not repeating myself, etc. In this case, I'm adding a background and cutting myself out to do a little bit of a green screen effect, so I also remove the background on my original video and then just place the screenshot in the back. After that, I go ahead and generate captions. I do have a caption template that I like to use on most of my videos, so I have that saved in my CapCut environment. I think the CapCut space is a pro feature, so I'm not sure if that's going to be available to everybody. So I always use the template to copy and paste the attributes of the text to make sure that it looks the way that I want it to. Sometimes I add a black gradient overlay onto my video just because it makes the captions stand out a little bit better. Here you can see what it looks like with the overlay and without the overlay. I like to add it in just because it makes it look a little bit more complete. You need to keep in mind that there are safe zones where your video is going to be either cut off or overlaid by Instagram's elements. I have this little safe zone overlay that I downloaded somewhere. I don't even remember where anymore. I'm gonna drop the link in the description box if I'm able to find it. But I always put that over my video just to make sure that none of the captions are in the danger zone or my face or any important elements in the video. When I'm happy with the video, I go ahead and export it. My export settings are 1080p with the H.264, I think it is, frame rate. These are the best export settings for Instagram in particular, because if you upload anything with bigger resolution than 1080p, it's gonna actually compress your video. So instead of having high quality, it's gonna be worse quality than if you uploaded it to Instagram at 1080p. After I've got my video edited, I go ahead and create the reel cover. I don't create reel covers all of the time, just when I want the video to be shared to my main feed. I create my reel covers in Canva. To create a reel cover, I select the proportions of an Instagram story, so 1080 by 1920, I think it is. The reason I don't choose Instagram Reel is because if you choose Instagram Reel, Canva is gonna treat it as a video, and I don't want that. I just want it to be a static image. And the proportions are the same. I always start by adding a rectangle to the center of the page and then adding guides just to make sure that the main part of the cover that is visible on my feed is in the center of the canvas. Then I export my graphic as a PNG and I save it to the same folder as my video that I created in CapCut, and then I select them and airdrop them both back to my phone. I then go to Instagram, so I click on the plus button, reel, and then upload my reel. On the next screen, I usually add some trending audio to the background. I do have a whole separate video just on music on Instagram, so go ahead and check that out if you're interested. I add the trending audio, adjust the volume, and make sure that my voice is as loud as it can be, and that the audio is very, very low, usually at like a 1, 2, or 3, just to make sure that my voice is audible and it doesn't interfere with the music. Then on the last screen, I add my cover that I created in Canva, so I just upload that from my camera roll. On the profile grid, you can make some adjustments to make sure that it looks the way that you like. And I'm being real here, this is usually the point when I remember that I need to write an Instagram caption. So I usually go back to my computer, to Notion, I write out my caption, and then I either copy it and paste it directly from my MacBook. Sometimes that doesn't work, so if that doesn't work, I paste it into my Notes app, and then I open the Notes app on my phone and copy and paste it to Instagram from there. Then the last thing I do is actually scheduling the reel, so I go to more options and then click on the toggle next to schedule reel. I select the date and time that I want it to be posted, then go back to the previous screen and just click on schedule. After it's finished uploading, I just click on view to make sure that it looks the way that I want it to, make sure that there are no typos in the caption, etc. If you miss the view pop-up, you can always go to your profile, go to the hamburger menu in the top right corner and scroll down to scheduled content to see your scheduled content. And from there you can either view the reel, reschedule it, or edit the caption or the cover. And then when the day and time comes, the reel automatically publishes. And that's it. That's my entire reel making workflow. Let me know what you think about it. Let me know what you do differently, if something surprised you, if you're gonna start doing something that I showed you in this video. Also, let me know if you have any questions about anything whatsoever. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you here in my next video. Bye!